This exercise ends up in only one office at the end of the day, regardless of the process it has gone through. Ends up in one office, the president's office.
The law gives the Judicial Service Commission a responsibility to advise the president. You understand that? And the president, on the advice of the Judicial Service Commission, does appoint. Now, the critics, depending on how they are looking at things, and I can't control their opinion. All I can say is we are very competent and professional judicial officers who have taken it. Because you see, the moment you are appointed a judicial officer, you take a judicial oath. And that judicial oath is the guiding tool to the performance of your work in the execution of judicial functions. We have values of independency against all extraneous forces in deciding matters. We have issues to do with integrity. We have issues to do with propriety, due diligence. So when you become a judicial officer by appointment, you must take that oath. And that oath is what shields you from all of those exigencies and what critics say interferences.
So what the public perception out there is, I should tell you, is that what exactly shields you as judges or the judiciary is
the judicial oath that you take to administer justice.
I'm telling you about the perception out there is that what shields you is how many rulings you're going to do in the favor of the executive. Because at the end of the day,
that's just an opinion, or maybe your opinion. We take decisions based on law and fact. Article 126(1) says judicial power is derived from the people and shall be exercised in accordance with the laws. Okay? The laws, norms, values, and aspirations of the people. There is nothing that follows within the definition you wanted to ascribe. Nothing. And that embodies the tenets of the judicial oath I'm talking about. You know, the moment you take an oath, you're a completely different person. I will tell you, my brother, Gadare, that yes, we know each other, right? Should you tomorrow come before me in court, you will be surprised that I will recuse myself. Why? Because I am conflicted. You're my friend. We have been on shows together. We have discussed. We have met in the evening. That conflict of interest in any matter when it arises, I recuse myself. Those are frameworks available to ease the work of a judicial officer. To the extent that even if he were to have those external forces, because we are human beings and we live within the context of society, the regulations, the directives we have to guide us to remain impartial, free of bias, are available. I recuse myself and allow another person. I'm trying to show you that the critics have simple imaginations. That they prominently come out to criticize decision of judges because they are on the losing side. But we simply say, if you have lost a matter, that's not the end of the road. There is available process to address your concerns at the next level.
To what extent
what stops them from appealing so that the appellate court, which perhaps, and when you look at now, for instance, from the magistrates' courts, you appeal to the High Court. How possible is it that at all times everybody is influenced? No. From the High Court to the Court of Appeal, it's a panel of judges. and justices who sit there. Is it likely that
what about panels appointed by the president? So sometimes that loyalty plays a big role in the dispensation of justice.
The law that is obtaining today is that which gave the president the powers. And that's not questionable. It's not even debatable. You are not going to create another auxiliary body to appoint judicial officers. That's the existing position.
Do you think that's where the problem is? For example, in our neighboring countries, we've seen, like in Kenya, it's done differently.
I think that's something for the different arm of government to answer. But for us as a judiciary, when we are appointed judicial officers, we ascribe to a judicial oath. And that's our Bible. Everything that we do should be within the confines of that judicial oath.
You're saying that if they are not satisfied with what is going on, they should appeal.
There are processes. Not only appeal. There is appeal, there is review, there is revision, depending on your grounds why you're appealing.
How do you explain a pattern of case rulings over time? Especially, let's talk about maybe presidential petitions. The pattern has been the same, that is in favor of one person.
That
very person is the appointing authority.
I can only explain it by telling you that that is the discretion and the judicious decisions given by those judicial officers. Anyone who is dissatisfied can proceed to the next level. At this moment, where I have not sat in those petitions or recounts, I cannot tell you that the pattern is X or Y. What's important, the rule of law simply requires that if you have gone to court and you have lost a matter and you are dissatisfied, proceed to the next level. You get the point? Now, whoever has lost can go to the next level. Whoever has won and there is nobody dissatisfied, congratulations. That is the work of a judicial officer. You know, being a judicial officer is not easy. Every time you sit in judgment, you must recall your calling. You must remember your judicial oath and take decisions based on law and fact. What if all of those decisions are based on law and fact? Would you say simply because it is the law and fact? Anyone dissatisfied, the appellate process is available, even in electoral matters.
Let's look at the oath itself and then loyalty. To what extent does loyalty play?
Loyalty to who?
Loyalty to the president, who is the appointing authority.
But I've just told you, Article 126 has clearly laid the ground. Does it mention anywhere there that loyalty to the president? May I repeat it for you? Judicial power is derived from the people and shall be exercised in accordance with the law, the norms, aspirations.
That's what the law says. But don't you think that these are
I don't think
of cadre judges?
I'm telling you that one, we don't have cadre judges. We have judicial officers duly and competently appointed. In execution of their work, they base their decisions on law and fact. But should you have reason to be dissatisfied with any decisions rendered, the rule of law provides a remedy.
Do you care about public confidence in the process?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And do you think that the public has confidence in the process?
It's actually the critics, I keep wondering why they choose not to follow the rule of law and end up in social media. They're busy discussing matters that will otherwise be available for redress in the courts of law. You see, they go hoodwinking and telling lies to the public. You see, the public, and that's what now we are doing as a judiciary. We have taken a deliberate step to ensure that we sensitize the public on a number of issues, sensitizing them on the law, sensitizing them on the procedures and processes of court, so that we demystify much of this animal called the court process. And once we know they have now understood, we believe they will not take those lies.
Okay, let's take a break. When we return, let's speak about presidential petitions, lessons learned by the judiciary over time since 2001.
Influence is more than followers, it's impact. At Next Influencer, we connect brands with the right voices through a thorough vetting and discovery process. We onboard influencers with hands-on workshops that build skills, unlock real opportunities, and fuel professional growth. Brands find the perfect match, influencers get dignified jobs, and audiences experience authentic stories. This is where influence becomes value. Next Influencer. Create, discover, connect, influence.
So, Muchara.
Yes, Daddy.
You know the children are going back to school and things are a bit tight. For now, why don't you take half of the fees to junior school, and for the school van contribution, we shall pay later.
Daddy, why don't we pay using MTN Momo, where we stand a chance of winning school fees for a whole year and more? By the way, you can also apply for a school fees loan, and also participating schools can win a school van.
That's right! Win school fees for a whole year and more. Get Momo goodies and a school van for participating schools. You can also apply for a school fees loan. Simply dial *165*80# or use the Momo app.
Energy for winners.
Welcome to Radio Wala, Uganda's very first radio station made just for Indian diaspora and lovers of Indian culture. From timeless Bollywood classics to today's hottest hits. Vibrant festivals, mouth-watering stories, and heartfelt moments from our community. Listen exclusively on Afro Mobile, your cultural connection anytime, anywhere. Whether you're cooking, driving, or just relaxing, turn up the joy with Radio Wala, because here, every day is a celebration. Radio Wala, let's play.
As the new moon is sighted, a blessed season begins. Ramadan is more than fasting, a journey of the heart, guided by faith, strengthened by community. From Suhoor to Iftar, Salam TV walks with you, uniting Ummah through inspiring teachings and family-centered programming. Across Uganda, Ramadan calls us to compassion, forgiveness, and drawing closer to Allah. Stay connected to what truly matters with Salam TV this Ramadan. To partner with us, call 0761 001 890. Ramadan Kareem, Uganda.
Welcome to Vision for Africa High School, where your child's academic rigor meets excellent nurturing for quality education. With our safe, secure, conducive and engaging environment, bears adequate facilities like classrooms, dormitories, science and ICT laboratories, prestigious main hall, contemporary library, school bus, clinic, and a sports ground. Our curricula is inclusive and skill-based to boost sciences, arts, and extracurricular activities, promoting creativity, innovation, and talent. Vision for Africa High School will surely mold your child into a competent citizen. Born to win, our Father is the God.
Watching NBS Face Off, and my guest tonight is the spokesperson of the judiciary, His Worship Jeremie Jumire James Mawanda. Let's speak about lessons learned since 2001 and 2021. Maybe it would be quite too soon to speak about the current case, the current presidential petition, whose hearing is next week on Tuesday. Do you think that there are lessons learned as from the judiciary that you keep building on to apply in the due process?
Yeah, of course, and I want to still also assure the public that over time, there are a number of lessons that we learn. The electoral jurisprudence is still growing and evolving every cycle. And to specifically take you to that very question, I will tell you that we have just been and continue to go through trainings, and these trainings are based on the lessons we have been continuously learning from one cycle to another to better electoral justice. And the Supreme Court had a whole retreat in Jinja preparing the Supreme Court in the management of electoral justice. To do so, we have to look backwards and look at how we have been performing the previous cycles, what lessons we have learned, and what opportunities we can take on from there. The High Court, we had also trainings for High Court judges. You know, you also remember that we had many people who joined the judiciary the last 3-4 years.
Right, so let me take you back in 2001, the Vesta petition. Yeah. The judiciary did recognize, the Supreme Court did recognize that there was abuse of state resources and intimidation, but still upheld Museveni 3-2. Why do you think that the judiciary do not find such flaws, reason for annulment?
Oh, the Supreme Court, which decided that case, gave a judgment and gave reasons for their finding. And you know very well that it's not a decision that they arrive at mathematically. It is reasoned. And I want to probably make you know that every electoral decision taken gives a lot of issues and recommendations. Okay? We are a growing democracy. A lot of things keep coming up, and it's the responsibility of the courts when they are sitting in a matter to identify them and make in the obiter.
Right, but so
they make those recommendations
but this has been on
to help.
Time. This has been on over time. 2006 petition, the Supreme Court found no compliance with there was non-compliance of electoral laws and upheld the result 4-3. How is it that petitions like these, the petitioners never succeed? Does it go back to what I asked earlier about the cadre judges?
No, you see, I told you earlier that decisions are not decided on numerical figures. There are principles and doctrines that aid the judicial officers sitting in judgment to take a decision. And I told you that the superior courts sit in quorums, where you will find that one justice agrees on one issue, another justice may differ on the issue, but at the end of the day, there is a convergence and there is a majority decision. What you are talking about are the dissenting opinions of justices and or any other judge on a particular matter. But at the end of the day, the decision of the court by majority judges is the binding decision. So those other areas help us in appreciating that jurisprudence. And at the end of the day, make a call for reforms, etc., that will aid further democracy in the country.
Every petition, it has had different issues. 2011 and 2016. 2011, of course, the result was upheld 5-4. 2016 was actually quite an interesting one because it was upheld 9-0, despite Supreme Court finding issues of fraud, claims of violence, and many others. Do you think that as a judiciary, you have adapted from these patterns, or it's just that because you indicate that these claims and issues, they just are not relevant?
Now, you might be interested to know that each case is determined on its own merits and facts. You may find that there are some divergences of facts. And we cannot decide a case exactly like we decided yesterday, especially where the facts may be different. You have rightly said that, you see, there are different issues that come up. If all of those different issues are placed to the reasoning of the court, and the court finds the way it did, that's the jurisprudence we are talking about. It doesn't matter that you are finding one party continuously, but that's a decision. But each case is determined on its own merits. And these merits arise from the facts placed before it. The evidence adduced and the issues framed for the court.
I hear you, Your Worship, but let's put, for example, annulment or overturning victory aside. This cycle, do you think there's going to be a time when you'll break this cycle? Because it's a pattern, and it's like the script is written even before the petition is filed.
The new cycle, the matter is sub judice. I cannot comment on that because I don't know what step. Okay? To go and demystify the 100. All 100 will say the judiciary is bad. You get the point? When the 100 are happy, the other one who has lost a case, because they are now going to have an opportunity to comment on performance.
And with all these innovations, the public is telling you that what you're doing is something that they like.
The public, I will tell you, is happy with the current innovations. We have come up with innovations in case management. We have come up with innovations in public relations. We have come up with innovations in ICT. We have come up with a number of innovations. All of these have been designed to ensure that we enhance access to justice because the public wants to see enhanced access to justice. Right. So that the long story of delays, the long stories of corruption, the long stories of abuse of office, etc., are an issue of yesterday. And the new Chief Justice has made the commitment. He wants to address all of those issues. If I had time, I will enumerate one by one for you to appreciate this.
Let's take a break. When we return, despite the innovations in the judiciary, there's still concerns around, of course, corruption. There's concerns around unending land disputes, but also petitions. Are petitions exercises in futility?
Movit Relaxer Cream, brought to you by Africa's leading hair and skin experts, I get to wear my hair like I live my life. Movit Relaxer features a moisture-locking ingredient that protects your strands for strength, length, and lasting health, however you wear it. Curly, bouncy, or straight. Movit brings a dazzling brilliance to black hair. Keep moving, keep shining. Bring your hair gold to life and embrace the extraordinary version of you. Movit, all day confidence.
I am Peace Akech. I have a boutique which is having also cosmetics. Some of the things I learned from the training was publicity, like how to advertise my products online, using WhatsApp, using Instagram, YouTube to market our products. Some of the problems I used to face was the visibility of my items. Like when you look at the setup of this market, it's very hard for somebody to know where your shop is. But then when you load on your status and people view and they be like, where are you located? Can I get a product? They can easily locate you and come and support you. Before the training, I had a limited number of clients. But after the training, I was able to connect with some other vendors and see how we can harness the available knowledge that we had gotten. We created a marketing platform on Facebook. So, Facebook has very many people, so I was able to widen the market of my client.
Fenty Kids Shop Go Back to School and New Stock campaign is here. Are you looking for stylish, affordable kids wear? Look no further. At Fenty Kids, we've got a fantastic collection of shoes and bags to get your little one ready to go back to school in style and all on discounts. We have new stock for kids wear for ages 6 months to 16 years, all imported from Turkey, the UK, the US, China, and Dubai, ensuring the latest trends and top quality for your kids. Find us at TMT Atrium Building, Level 2, along Old Sheila Road, Kampala. Fenty Kids, Kampala's finest kids boutique.
Whatever sport you enjoy, Sport Action on NBS Sport has you covered. Whether you want to support the Uganda Cranes or our netball team, golf or athletics, both domestic sporting events in Uganda and international sporting events in which Ugandans compete are the subjects of our attention. What are you still holding out for? Catch all the excitement on Sport Action by tuning to NBS Sport, brought to you by MTN, the #1 supporter of Ugandan sports.
To Hotel J. Fry, the ultimate destination for luxury and comfort. A delightful one, Hotel J. Fry is a perfect blend of luxury, convenience, and exceptional service. So why settle for anything less when you can experience the best?
Just steady. The black man. Ali ku Sheraton Kampala Hotel Gardens to Valentine's Day. Mu special Valentine's show. Egula wo mwaka. Emitwalo kumi okuyingira. Tabo y'abantu 8 ya milioni 3. Ticket yozigula ku Quicket ne MTN Momo 053527 M8 oba okuba simu 0783 M75 9 no booking. Azokuchusa omukwano go. Hakuwentandika empya nga konkone ndongo. Kayimba. Sound, stage, hamatara, ne screen, byonna biteekeddwako kafulu Venom Records. Enendongo ya kumeza jia kati musembere. Kushira Kampala Hotel Gardens. Nebi baby yamwe. Baby was a I am my man's baby. Nzendi kevak. Nzemu wesa. Kale muleto buwara busaidi ki. Busaidi head. Kabo jaburi chimuwa. Just steady. Alukushira Kampala Hotel Gardens. Ku Valentine's Day. Hakutusi wako. Oh, Abitex Promotions.
Education in Uganda is changing. Hive Collab, in partnership with the MasterCard Foundation, is calling on board EdTech founders during the MasterCard Foundation EdTech Fellowship Cohort 1. If you are a growth stage startup using technology to scale learning, this is your moment. Access exponential-related startup support and $7,000 grant funding. Female founders are strongly encouraged to apply. Apply now at edtech.hivecollab.com before the 5th of February 2026.
You're watching NBS Face Off, and my guest tonight is the spokesperson of the judiciary, His Worship Eremye Jumire James Mawanda. Let's speak about the petitions themselves, and talking about election petitions. Even the current one, whose hearing is next week on Tuesday. People out there are saying, you know, nothing much will come out. Doesn't that tell you how little the trust they have in this process?
As I told you, in the performance of our work, we have one who will win and one who will lose. Now, the matter is before court, and the court has even started the trial. Today, the Supreme Court sitting has had the matter commence for trial. Next week on Tuesday, they will be doing what we call scheduling. Scheduling is where they agree on many issues and frame the issues for the court so that now they can manage how the case will go. Okay? It's a matter sub judice. I want to tell the public to have confidence in their judiciary, because this judiciary is there for the service of the people. Now, I know for sure, my experience on the bench is that we have also seen people who know that they really have no case, but they have come to waste people's time. Now, if such a person came to my court, be it a land matter, let me use a land case where I have sat in judgment in many courts. A party who even knows for sure they are wrong, but they have stubbornly chosen to end up in court. When they realize that you are an uncompromising judicial officer, very straight, principled, who is going to sit in judgment, it's not likely that you will stop them still also from speaking that kind of language. That I know this man, and they make a lot of
in the last concluded general election.
That you can see he has a right to come to court and raise issues.
He's seeking nullification, but also a fresh election. Do you think that as the judiciary, you have a role to make sure that there's accountability?
And this is the accountability we are going to give. It would not be on the matter. But we want to assure you that the nature of the case, all parties are equal before the court. And the court is going to exercise its function, listen to the matter, evaluate the evidence, and render a decision.
Let's move on from the petitions. I want to understand how the judiciary felt on the inside. After delivering a ruling on the military courts and Parliament reinstating them, did you feel like that was an attack on judiciary?
No, you see,
by Parliament or another arm of government?
There is no attack on the judiciary, because we have different mandates. The doctrine of separation of powers clearly lays the limits and extents to which each arm of government can relate with one another. Ours, we took a decision and we gave advice to